To get started with our Photoshop tour, you will need to first install Photoshop. Once you have Photoshop installed, we're going to open up the mockup. This is inside your Week 9 lab folder, inside the Kevin Bacon area. Let me resize this to fit this video screen. Okay, a bit cluttered these days. Okay, let's get rid of this. Close that tab group. Close that tab group. Give us a little bit more real estate. Okay, so welcome to Photoshop. If you have not been in Photoshop already, it's a good idea to get at least a little familiar with Photoshop. So I highly recommend taking the introductory Photoshop class for this department. Even if you think you're not going to touch Photoshop very much, it's going to be helpful for you. So just to give you the lay of the land, this is the main editing area in Photoshop. On the left-hand side is the toolbar. So the tools, if you see anything talking about the tools, the tool palette, the toolbar, that's this area over here. The options area is up at the top. So when you have a particular tool selected, so if I click around and select the move tool, you'll see the options change at the top. So this is called the options bar, or sometimes just the options. Over on the right-hand side are the panels. And right now the layers panel is active. If you need to view a panel that's not active and not listed anywhere, you can find it in the window menu. So for example, if I had lost my layers panel and I needed to get my layers panel back, I could select it from the window menu. You can also usually reset your tools. Maybe not here. Workspace. Here we go. So you can also always reset your Essentials workspace if you really get your panels and tools and stuff out of whack. Okay, so a couple of helpful suggestions, or I can think of my top helpful suggestion right now is to select the move tool at the top, and then in the options bar across the top, make sure that the auto select checkbox is checked. So what this does, actually I'm going to uncheck it here. And then I'm going to click on something over here. So I'm going to click on the Kevin Bacon image. If I click the Kevin Bacon image, nothing happens here in the layers panel. But if I have auto select turned on and I click the Kevin Bacon, it pops directly to that picture. This is really helpful. I'm sure that your wonderful instructor for advanced Photoshop techniques is going to give you some reasons why maybe you wouldn't want to uncheck this, but for me as a web designer, when I just need to go around inside a mockup really quickly, this is such a helpful option. Let's take a detailed look at the layers panel because this is where we're going to be working a lot today. So, and I think you'll find it fairly intuitive, especially with that auto select checkbox checked. These layers have been created by the person who made this Photoshop mockup, which could be you, or it could be an artist that, or some kind of creative team that's handed you these assets. So this person has made it really nice and organized, and has organized it into folders with the assets inside. So for example, and everything that has to do with the logo is inside this logo folder, and then I'm just going to point out that this is the white area across the top. If you want to get a sense of what's what, you can hide and show it. So this is the bacon picture. As I turn it on and off, the bacon disappears. And then these are the actual Kevin Bacon words. So these two things together make up the logo, and they are in the same folder together. You can expand and collapse the folders. You can drag them to influence the layering order. So the logo is here, and that means at the very top of the layers list, and that means that it's in the frontmost position. Sometimes it doesn't really matter because things don't overlap each other, but overall, the higher something is in the layer list, the more frontwards it is. We're going to look, as we start styling, we're going to look at some of the common tools that you will use, just a quick overview, and in the next video, we will get started with that.